Let's go and herd some reindeer.
9 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful sunrise in the Arctic. And I stayed last night in a cabin located just the other side of this little birch forest in a little clearing. You can't see it from here. But anyway, we're herding reindeer today, the other side of this mountain. So you can see the track we made yesterday. And we follow these wooden sticks is the wrong word, but they go all the way over the mountain. There's actually two mountains and down the other side, and we're herding over there. The Samis use these sticks because if there's a snowstorm, they know how to get from cabin to cabin. There's one each side of this mountain range. On the way to work, whose office looks like this? Could be worse, couldn't it? These are the little sticks I'm talking about. 1, 2, and they're all the way up. What a view. Sometimes I find it hard to drive a snowmobile because I just want to do that. Actually, it looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. Mount Doom is over there. Oh, I just love this job. This isn't even the best part. I've had to take my glove off to take this video, and it's take you inside the cabin where I'm staying and where I've stayed for the last 2 nights. One of the luxuries of living in the Arctic and living in an area where there's mountains and rivers and streams is that you don't have to worry about water. You can either melt the snow on the log burners which are in the cabins, or you can just fill a bucket up like what I'm doing now to take back to the cabin. This is a little stream that we use. The only difficulty is taking it back on the scooter. Wish me luck. There's my bucket. I didn't think it was that cold tonight, but I've only driven about, I don't know, 200 meters to the little stream to get water, and I can feel my beard is frozen up. But I've just been outside for about 45 minutes taking photos of the Northern Lights, which we've just had over the mountains to the west of me. But I wasn't cold at all while taking them, but on this little trip to the stream, it's very chilly. Oh, this is where the bucket falls off, isn't it? This is one of the more dangerous things about driving snowmobiles, especially at night, which is occasionally you go over, in Swedish they call it a bäck, which is like a stream. It's not dangerous per se, you're not going to die, but you're going to get cold, wet, and it's going to take a long time to get loose. So we've stayed here overnight, had a lot of reindeer meat, a couple of beers. This is the little shelter we stayed in. The reindeer herder that I come up with, this is his cabin. He built it this summer. And this is the view when you walk outside. Absolute middle of nowhere. Currently trying to get up this mountain here, which is a lot bigger than it seems. The peak is up there. We need to see if there's any reindeer on this part behind me and that part up there, and obviously over the sunny side, the southern side. But this scooter, the oil froze last night in the transmission, and now when you try and drive it, it does this. So I've got about halfway up and there's frozen oil that's now stuck in the forward gears the forward, can't think of the word, in the transmission to move it forward. So I need to wait and let it heat up. Yeah, it was pretty cold last night. I think it was like -25 in the mountains. That's chilly. It's a nice view while I wait. Get a job, Adam. You're 25. Grow up. What are you doing with your life? Well, when you have views like this, you just don't really worry about it. I'll try and give a quick brief explanation of what we're doing here at the moment, because all these mountains you see here almost belong to different Sami communities. So the Sami community that I work with and belong to, if you like, we herded all these mountains here, and then we've taken them down into the valley, down in here. I don't know if you can see it, into this bird forest area, and we've left all the reindeer there for now. And then today, me and Nicholas, we're herding this mountain, and that one are being herded by other people. We haven't found anything on this mountain. Anyway, all of us are going to take the reindeer off of these mountains, take them down into the valley, and leave them with the others that we found yesterday. That's loud, isn't it? After we've done that, we herd them back up here, we move them along this valley, and we take them all the way, excuse that noise, we take them all the way to this mountain range here. If you can see those two lakes, we put them on the other mountain, which is called Jåhkågaska. This whole process takes between a week and 2 weeks, depending on the weather. As you can see, the weather over there at the moment is really bad, but we had awesome weather over there for the last 3 days, so we've herded all those mountains now, so that's not a problem. But yeah, we need to head back down, fill up the scooters, and continue our work, because today is going to be a long day. We're heading back down to the valley, but we're checking for any reindeer tracks or anything we might have missed. But so far, this mountain has, excuse the expression, shit all on it. Going up the mountain is always hard. There's a lot of snow, especially at the moment. There's been a lot of snow here, so in the birch forest it's tough to drive. It's tough to make a track up to the top of the mountain. When you're on the mountain, it's fine. Apologies if I'm shouting, I can't hear myself. But going down the mountain's fun. We are a long way up. If you get stuck in here, you'll be in here a while. Fortunately, gravity is on our side. Anyway, we're down the bottom now and we're trying to find this little cabin, which I think is that little dark spot over there. He can't even read. Huh? Oh, he still can't read though. That's the mountain we were on a minute ago, before we filled up the scooters. It didn't look that big when I was on it. It looks pretty big when I'm down here though. This is a little village, if you like, that's owned by the Samis in the community that I live in, that I work with, sorry. So it's just a little area in the birchwoods, close to all the mountains, all the most important mountains for the migration of the reindeer. And that little cabin that you might be able to see is the one I've been staying in. Just heading back there to drop all the stuff off, pack up our stuff, because potentially we're not coming back tonight. Depends how far we can migrate today with the reindeer. If we don't migrate that far, we'll have to come back. But we'll still have to take all our stuff. It's quite hard driving with one hand. Here's our little cabin. I've got to let the dog out. Toy! Probably needs a wee. He'd normally come and herd reindeer with us, but I don't know why actually, but we didn't take him today. And that is the mountain that we've just been on. And in a minute, we have to go up there. We left reindeer on there and on there last night, so we have to go back there in a minute and collect them. That's part one of the day done. Scooter broke in the morning, so we fixed it. Went to that mountain, nothing on it. Come back for some lunch, some coffee. But for that, we need a fire. And isn't that just a fantastic sight? Oh, coffee and noodles coming up. Coffee break over. We just heard from the other herders that they've actually already gone to these mountains here and herded, well, collected everything that we left there last night. So they're coming down into this valley now. So we've been asked to come and help. So we just had enough time to have a quick cup of coffee and some soup, tepid soup. The sky is pink. The mountains look amazing. And oh, there's a little beck in the stream. Gotta watch out for that. I'm heading back out. And now the 15 kilometers begins. And so far, it's going pretty well. Battery left. It started snowing. The temperature's dropped. And we've got another, I don't know, 8 kilometers maybe. I can see the mountain range where we're putting them. But it's definitely getting colder and the light's getting fewer? Less? No, the light's getting dimmer is the word. We're off the mountains now. Not too many kilometres left, but we've got across 2 lakes and it started snowing. But now we're in the pine forests. There's a lot of snow, and if the reindeer leave this track that we've already made for them and go into the deep snow, it's going to be very tough driving to get them back in this line. So hopefully they stay on this path the whole way. So we've got to drive very slowly, very carefully, and not spook them out. Every time a dog goes further than the fella in front of me, they call them back because the dogs can scare them really easily. But this line of reindeer is so big that we can't actually see the front of them, so hopefully that first one remains on the track, because as soon as that first one leaves the track, they will all follow him, and they could be everywhere by the time we find out. So yeah, guess what happened? The reindeer ran into the woods. Now there's about 500 reindeer in here. 500 reindeer and 7 of us. Better get going. Follow the tracks. Finally got those reindeer onto the mountain. Massively long day. We've come back to the cabin anyway because it was warm. We left the fire on earlier, so we thought, yeah, we'll go back there. We had all the food still there anyway, so we had to come back anyway. But we're going to stay here tonight. We've got about an hour drive tomorrow morning back to that mountain, herd them up and take them to a pen. So the herding is nearly finished. But tonight we're just going to chill, eat some food, drink some wine. I'm sick of noodles. I'm sick of noodles. Been living in this cabin for 4 days now, and it's finally time to move out. Bye mountains.